You may be a person who know each and everything in English, okay, in this particular language. You can tell and you can explain easily in your native language about this English language. But while coming to actually speaking in this particular language, you will not be able to speak English. Are you in this case? Then this video is for you. Okay, so without any delay, without skipping the video, watch this video till the end. Hi, Namaste. Welcome back to Learn with Gowthami channel. I am Gowthami. So, you may be a teacher, you may be a tutor, you may be a lecturer in English, right? You may be. That is the reason you have a lot of knowledge, lot of command over this language. You are able to explain each and everything in this language, right? In your native language. But while coming to speaking this language, you are not able to speak English. There are cases, there are some teachers who can explain obviously fine in their native language, but they can't speak English. There are so many reasons. You may be afraid of speaking this particular language, or you may don't know the correct pronunciation of the words of this language, okay, or you don't have that capacity to think in this language. That is the reason you are not able to become fluent in speaking this language. Okay, in this video let me tell you some points. See, having knowledge is important, okay, but if you have 100% knowledge but you are not able to speak or do effective communication with others in the language or in the subject that you are teaching, then how it will look? You being a English teacher and you are not able to speak English, then what will others think? What will students think? Students think that it is obviously fine if I don't learn how to speak English. It is obviously fine if I just pass in this subject called English. It is obviously fine if I mug up these particular answers and pass in my exams. Okay, that is what the students are also going to think. It is such a wrong notion, right? They are our future generation, our future citizens. The impact upon this language is a lot. They must know how to learn English. They must know how to speak English. This generation needs to know how to speak English, and you are responsible to make them speak English. Okay, so the first step that you need to start is that anyhow you have knowledge about the subject, right? So try speaking English with students only. Okay, already they have an impression that you are a teacher, that you have command over this language, right? So whatever you speak, they are definitely going to hear you. Okay, start speaking with students. Okay, whenever you enter the class, speak some of the phrases like these. As soon as you enter the class, you can say, "Good morning, all of you." Good morning, all of you. Or if it is an afternoon session, you can say, "Good afternoon, students." Good afternoon, students. Please be seated. Please be seated. After the children wishes you, then you can say, "Please be seated." Let me take the attendance first. Let me take the attendance first. Please be quiet. Please be quiet. If you find anyone is absent, you can say, "It seems two students are absent." It seems two students are absent. Or how many number of students are absent, you can put that number. Does anyone know why they are absent? Does anyone know why they are absent? It means you are asking, does anyone know the reason behind their absence? Did everyone complete your homework? Did everyone complete your homework? I am going to explain this topic. I am going to explain this topic. Have you ever heard of this? Have you ever heard of this? It means you are asking your students that whether they have any idea about this topic. Come on, feel free to speak. Come on, Feel free to speak. Let's start the lesson. Let's start the lesson. Keep quiet. Who is talking there? Keep quiet. Who is talking there? You are not supposed to talk unnecessarily, or you can use you are not supposed to talk unnecessarily. Listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. After completing the lesson, I will ask some questions. After completing the lesson, I will ask some questions. Okay? Or you can also say as after completion of the lesson, I am going to ask some questions. Okay? Note down the important points. Note down the important points. Okay? Start your class in English only. Don't start in your native language. Okay? While you are teaching the particular concept, try to use words in English. Okay? Make it a practice. If you want, do a rehearsal in your home. There is nothing wrong. Don't be ashamed. If you are not able to speak English, there will come a situation when you are intended to speak English in front of hundreds of people. It may be an annual day. Okay? You being an English teacher, you having a command in English, everyone will ask you only to speak. Then what will you do at that particular situation? Instead of facing that awkward situation, it is obviously fine to practice or rehearsal the class that you are going to teach tomorrow the previous night. Who will laugh at you? No one, right? You must be capable of speaking English at least before your students. Okay? Use some of these phrases that I am going to list out now. Use some of these phrases while you are teaching the class. Okay? Let us see those phrases. Everyone look at the board. Everyone look at the board. Pay attention everybody. Pay attention everybody. Are you able to understand? Are you able to understand? After completion of the lesson, you can ask, have you understood? Have you understood? Did all of you take notes? Did all of you take notes? Let me check once. Ramu, give me your notes. Let me check once. Ramu, give me your notes. You can say the name of the student and tell them to give their notes. Learn these phrases and use them while you are teaching. After some days of practice, it will come to you in a flow. You will find it obviously easy. The next thing you need to do is that you need to encourage students to speak in English. Okay? If you ask them to speak in English, there are chances for you also to know the mistakes that they are making in English. Right? If you are capable of correcting their mistakes, it means that you have got an opportunity to know that mistake, and you will have an opportunity to correct your mistake also if you are doing it. What have you learned from this lesson? What have you learned from this lesson? Can anyone summarize the lesson? Can anyone summarize the lesson? It means you are asking them to tell what they understood in short or in brief. Come to the front of the class. Come to the front of the class. Well done. You have done a great job. If someone summarizes the lesson nicely, then you need to appreciate them. Well done. You have done a great job. Or you can also appreciate them as you have explained it very well. Keep it up. You have explained it very well. Keep it up. Can I ask you some questions? Can I ask you some questions? Let's see how many of them will answer correctly. Let's see how many of them will answer correctly. Okay, let's is the contraction of let plus us. Let's. Okay. Who knows the answer? Raise your hands. Can you speak a little bit louder? I can't hear you. Can you speak a little bit louder? I can't hear you. Come out and write it on the board. Come out and write it on the board. Good try, but not quite right. Good try, but not quite right. If someone has given the wrong answer, then you should not give negative comments, okay? Instead of that, you can use this one. Good try, but it is quite not right, okay? Next, you are going to ask the remaining students, can anyone correct it or can anyone answer it? Okay. Does anyone know the correct answer? Does anyone know the correct answer? If anyone answered it correctly, then you can say it as very good. Everyone, give a big round of applause. Very good. Everyone give a big round of applause. Give him a big hand. Give him a big hand. Let's give him a big hand. Let's give him a big hand. Excellent, you got it. Excellent, you got it. Good thinking. Good thinking. All of you copy it down. All of you copy it down. You yourself may not be able to know whether you are making that mistake or not. But if someone else is making that mistake, you will be able to find it out, right? So, learning from your mistakes is important. At the same time, learning from others' mistakes is also important. So, every day after teaching a lesson and after completion of teaching your lesson, at the end of the class, ask one student to summarize the whole topic that you have told in English. Okay, in this way you are able to spend more time with this particular language. It may be either listening, it may be either reading, or it may be either speaking. Okay, and the next thing that you can do is that you can read or you can make other students read the English story or the English lesson loud. Okay, in this way you are going to read out and you are going to get the correct pronunciation of the words and your brain is going to absorb them and you are going to frame sentences easily about that particular lesson. Okay, so you are going to become fluent in speaking English if you do this practice regularly. Okay, so instead of feeling afraid that you don't know English, please put that feeling aside and start speaking English. The completion of that practical session, then you are going to praise that particular student if she or he has explained the lesson well. Okay, if they have done any mistakes, you are going to correct them, and before leaving the class, use some of the phrases that are used very commonly. Okay, let us see what are those phrases. I hope you all understood the lesson. I hope you all understood the lesson. All of you please submit your homework books. All of you please submit your homework books. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for paying attention. Tomorrow's homework is meet you all tomorrow. Meet you all tomorrow. This is what you are going to do. And once you gain confidence that you are able to speak English, it may be broken English also, it's okay. With practice, you are going to be fluent in the speaking English. Okay, so instead of worrying, after you know that you are capable of framing sentences in English and you are able to speak fluent English, then try to speak English with your co-workers. Okay, speak with everyone in English. Hi, sir. How do you do? Hi, sir. How do you do? How was your class today? How was your class today? Is there any special today? Is there any special today? When is your next session again? When is your next session again? Excuse me, can I have a cup of tea, please? Excuse me, can I have a cup of tea, please? You can use this in a canteen, okay? Excuse me, can I have a cup of tea, please? Let them know that the main duty of an English teacher or an English tutor is not only to teach English or is not only to make the student pass in that particular subject, but also to make the students speak in English fluently. Okay? To master this language, to speak whenever and wherever required. Okay? The future of these students is in your hands. Don't make them feel that I have studied English for these many years but I am not able to speak a single sentence in English fluently. Please don't make any student think like that if you are teaching them. Okay? It is a great opportunity for you, right? You are a teacher. Please make the best use of it. You are a person who is going to show them a path. Let the students come to know that they need to develop the skill of speaking English fluently, and they need to develop some communication skills also if they want to lead a happy professional life. Okay? Let them. And I salute to all you teachers who are putting a lot of efforts to shape the future of each and every student. I hope this video is useful to you. If so, please let me know in the comments. And if you are facing any challenges, let me know in the comments. Feel free to comment. And not only that, please do consider subscribing this channel. This channel requires a lot of support from you people. Please smash that like button, share it to your friends and family members, and thank you so much for joining me till the end. See you soon in the next video.